So with the 8th year anniversary basically being over, I wanted to do a video building a full team of 8th year anniversary units, take it in difficult content, and see how well it can perform. Now, I guess this is kind of a spoiler alert, but I can already tell you this team's about to crush difficult content. We are bringing them in the Red Zone Broly fight first, and then we'll probably take them to Metal Cooler Core afterwards, but I mean, Red Zone Broly still is not going to be enough for this team. We got some really crazy options. Of course, we got GT Duo, they're insane. Kai Goku, he's stacking and has guard. 5th year anniversary LRs. I mean, global players, you know, they just got their easy A. They're very insane as well. We got the Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku, which is probably the worst unit on the team, which is saying a lot because he's still really good, right? He's a Rainbow Orb Changer. He gets damage reduction with Rainbow Key Spheres, so he's going to be absolutely fine. And then we do have the Z Duo. Of course, they stack defense. They have the standby where they become insanely tanky. So, yeah, I mean, we're definitely fine. This team is going to destroy most difficult content. I mean, I guess there's a chance maybe Z Duo get caught turn 1. I don't know, maybe 5th year fusions get caught turn 1. But once you get going with them, I mean, dude, this team is like unstoppable, right? So, yeah, with all that said, let's go and hop into the Red Zone Broly fight. Alright, so we're starting off with some pretty solid opening rotations right here. We are going to get a lot of key for Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku, and obviously he has type advantage right here, so he could very well just one-shot this phase. If he gets like a crit and then an additional that crits, I mean, he could just destroy this right here because of course he has type advantage. Okay, we are getting supered though. I mean, come on, this is no damage. Yeah, 56k. It's laughable. It's nothing. And that was before we supered, so yeah, I mean, it's insane, right? I mean, Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku, if you put him in slot 2, he's going to be absolutely fine for the most part. I mean, you get a couple Rainbow Key Spheres with him, he gets his damage reduction, and then, of course, he gets the massive amount of defense on super, and then, you know, you give him some additionals, which he has AGL, so he already has the base 5 additional. He could potentially get the additional super. I mean, yeah, it really gets slot 2 option, right? But, I mean, I guess it could work in slot 1. If you run him type advantage or something like that, you could throw him in slot 1, like I mentioned. So, definitely a good unit all around. But if you do compare him to some of the other 8th year anniversary units, I mean, he does fall a little bit short, which, again, is saying a lot because he's still very impressive. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed with the 8th year anniversary as a whole, but I think we can all agree most of the units in terms of their performance were very good. GT Duo is arguably the best unit in the game right now. We've got, you know, Kai Goku, who's insane. I think now that he's released, a lot of people realize how crazy he is. Z Duo, I understand the hate because, I mean, turn 1, well, let's check out his defense right here. What is it at? 250k. So 250k defense with nothing else going on for him isn't really the craziest, but, you know, you stack up with him a bit. You get 1 or 2 turns of, obviously, a couple supers with him because he does have a lot of built-in additionals, and then he's going to be absolutely fine. So I think a lot of the hate he gets is kind of unnecessary, but I do understand, you know, turn 1, he can definitely take a bit of damage, so you're definitely going to want to prioritize getting those supers off with him or giving him the key so then he does all the supers because, of course, all of his additionals are restricted behind how much key he has, but, I mean, you get the supers off with him, his defense gets to a crazy level, and then you can do the standby, which, in his standby mode, he's one of the tankiest units in the game, not really exaggerating when I say that either. He gets damage reduction with Key Spheres obtained, he has guard, and because he's already stacked up a bit in his, obviously, pre-standby mode, that has carried over into his standby mode, so you definitely don't have to worry about him defensively. And yeah, overall, with the crit chance they build up, with the standby, with them stacking, a very good unit. So again, I think most of the hate they get is definitely unwarranted, but I do understand how they can be kind of disappointing in some scenarios, right? Like turn 1, again, if you get supered and the enemy's hitting really hard, you might just get completely one-shotted. But comparing them to the GT Duo, it is kind of weird because GT Duo, I would say, is much better, like much, much better. Because, of course, GT Duo does have the 50% damage reduction, and then with that, just makes them better defensively in pretty much every situation. Except for when you're comparing GT Duo to the standby of Z Duo, because, again, Z Duo standby, it's just, you don't really get better than that in terms of your defense, right? But anyway, we're here on the AoE phase of Broly on turn 3, by the way. And unfortunately, we did get the LR Gogeta in slot 7, so we didn't see him throughout the fight here. So if we get AoE'd, we're just dead. I might just use a Ghost Usher then, just so we could survive, just to still showcase this turn. I mean, because you can't dodge in here, the 5th year fusions are a little bit handicapped, because then, obviously, with the 5th year fusions, at any point, if you don't really think they'll be able to survive the attacks because their defense isn't high enough or whatever, you could just throw them in slot 3. They have that 70% chance to dodge. And the first turn when you transform, they get the guaranteed dodge. So obviously a lot of dodge in their kit, but in here, because Broly is canceling dodge, it does kind of handicap them like I mentioned. But still, one Ghost Usher, whatever, you know, it happens. We kind of got unlucky with our rotations, I guess, because like I said, we got Gogeta in slot 7, but is what it is. Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku's at an 8.8 million attack stat. We did pick up some Rainbow Key Spheres, so he does have a bit of a chance to crit right here. I don't know what it is specifically, but we did not get that. We did get the additional super, though. Okay, so can this crit? Because if this crits, and then Z-Duo crit on all of their attacks, dude, we could probably just kill right here. Because look at that, 11.4. Yeah, so the Z-Duo and the GT Duo, they both get a massive attack buff if you throw them in slot 2 or 3. So, yeah, throwing them in slot 2 or 3, especially with the Z-Duo, with them having the 50% chance to crit, it's going to get pretty insane. So if this crits right here, then I'm pretty sure we just kill. Yeah, look at that. So we're on the final phase on what? I think this is turn 4, right? And we've got this guy right here. So, oh my god, this guy's about to destroy this phase. Vegito Blue does like 6 supers. And obviously he's got type advantage. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty good right here. I guess we could throw him in slot 2. We've got a lot of tech key spheres for him. So, 24 key super. Well, he gets key when attacking. So, he's still going to be at a 24 key super, even though technically he's 1 off. And then, yeah, GT Duo in slot 3 should be fine. Of course, they built up some damage reduction, so even if Broly supers us then, I think we're still going to survive. But I don't know. It might just, like, barely kill us. Okay, though, we are getting supered in slot 1 with the Kai Goku. So Kai Goku has the guard. He's got a little over 500k defense, so he's going to survive this. But, yeah, still 230k damage. So that was a little bit. That was almost half of our health, but we're still all right. We're still living. Kai Goku doing some solid damage right here too, especially considering he's not fully built up. So by that, I mean he doesn't have the extra 120% attack buff from his kit, because you get that by receiving, I think, 9 attacks, and we're here on turn 4, so of course we haven't received the 9 attacks yet. But, I mean, look at that, he's still getting additionals, still looking pretty impressive, right? Kai Goku's damage, it's good enough considering his defense is good enough to survive as well. And then Vegito's at a 4.4 million attack stat. Alright, so that's not that crazy. We did crit right there, and we got the additional super. So hopefully we can have a couple of additional supers incoming, because, I don't know, his damage isn't insane. Well, actually, we're critting on a lot of these, though. Okay. If we can crit on all of these, and if the damage can really start to ramp up, we can get a lot of additionals, which we are. Okay, look at that, 5.7 as well. Alright, so maybe it's just because he wasn't built up, you know, I mean, it is what it is. We don't got the best linking partners for him either. But, yeah, alright, his damage is still pretty good right there. And then, yeah, easily double digits after we super. So, GT Duo, I'm a little bit worried. Broly could super us at the end, and I think we might die, because we did take a bit of damage as well. Alright, okay, we are getting supered. How much is this going to do? Because this, I don't know, this could destroy us. 864k, yeah, so we're dead. Alright, well, still pretty good. I guess we can hop back in the final phase, but overall, I mean, everyone still looked impressive, right? Alright, so we're back fighting Red Zone Broly. I might have underestimated Broly a little bit on the previous turn, but definitely not going to do that this turn. We do have the Z-Duo standby skill, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that. I'm going to put them in slot 2, and then we're just going to play the rotation like that. I do want to link both the 5th year fusions together, though. Yeah, I guess we could just play it like this. We could put Vegito in slot 2. So, let's go ahead and play the standby. Alright, so now we just enter God mode. Like, we're not taking any damage whatsoever. So we're getting 6 key spheres. I think that means we have close to 60% damage reduction. I think it's a little bit less. I forget if they get 10% damage reduction per key sphere obtained or if it's 8%. But still, a lot of damage reduction. They also have guard right here. And let's just see what their defense is at. 900k defense, guard, and we'll say they at least have like 50% damage reduction. I mean, yeah, you can see what I'm getting at when I say they're pretty tanky. So, I think we're fine right here. I would say the only way we would die is if Gogeta gets supered in slot 3. But I'm still curious how much he would take from that. Okay, so yeah, they can't attack, though. It is unfortunate. They don't do any damage, but, you know, is what it is. I think it's worth exchanging no damage for being damn near the best defensive unit in the game. Look, this is going to be easy double digits right here. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is very easy. And then Vegito's sitting with a 10.8 million attack stat. Got a lot of additionals incoming right here. We are at a 24 key. And dude, if he crits a lot, he could get Broly really low on health right here. Like, I'm talking a couple health bars left, maybe. Well, 7.8. Alright. So yeah, I think it really just boils down to, is Gogeta going to get supered? I don't know. Well, Gogeta, he's going to do some solid damage here too, because I think he's super effective against all... Or no, he's only super effective against all types in slot 1 or 2. So, yeah, he's not going to be super effective against all types, but he is going to crit, because he's going to be at a 24 key super. So, Gogeta isn't going to kill, but he's going to do some good damage. 7.4. And then, of course, he does have the 2 additionals, each of which have a medium chance of becoming a super. So, if we could get, you know, a couple of those. Okay, we got 1. So, I guess 4 supers, and then I'll be comfortable. But if we don't get 4 supers... Okay, so 200k per normal. Look, it happens, right? It's a bit of damage, but we survived, so we'll just leave it at that. We do have this guy's active skill. I mean, we already played the standby, so I guess we could just skip these animations right here. Just try and get as much damage in as possible. Almost 3 million, which is pretty solid. We can do the standby for the GT duo. I think I'm gonna save it though. Well, no, we're gonna die right here. We just gotta play this. I don't think Z duo or GT duo would be able to survive a super. And because Broly only supered once on the previous turn, I'm pretty sure he's gonna super twice right here. So just to play it safe, we'll pop this. We'll get the revive off. We're probably not gonna do that much damage unless we crit, but my luck with crits is not there, so we're probably not gonna crit. And on the next turn, we'll probably just have to finish off with Tech Vegito. Because again, Vegito just... he's going to destroy this. I mean, if you bring Vegito in this fight, as long as you get past the AoE phase, you're fine, right? You're just going to obliterate this phase right here. Because the amount of damage he's doing, all the supers he's doing, and type advantage, it's more than enough. So, okay, yeah, we're getting supered first thing. How much is this going to do? This is probably going to do like 1 million damage. Yeah, 1.7. Okay. I guess we can just play this. Alright, 3.4 million damage on a non-crit. That's pretty solid. Okay, we got the active skill. I don't think this is going to kill, so we'll just pop this, and then we'll kill with his, like, actual super attacks. Yeah, I mean, Vegito, look, I love Gogeta, right? Gogeta is insanely busted, almost as crazy as Vegito. He's got better teams than Vegito, but, I mean, it's Vegito. I mean, you know, it's just, in my opinion, he's the better fusion. And he's got no representation in Dokkan right now, so seeing how good they handled this EZA makes me happy. It makes me look forward to what we're getting for Worldwide. You know, maybe new Vegito Blue or something? I don't know. We'll see for Worldwide. But now that we beat the Broly fight, let's go ahead and take in Metal Cooler Core. Alright, so I decided to bring this team in the Cell Max fight instead of the Metal Cooler Core fight because this fight's going to be a lot more difficult. Of course, you know, Cell Max doesn't really have that much HP in his first or second phase, so you just completely obliterate it within like a turn or two. And then you're in the final phase, like really, really early on, before these units have gotten the chance to really build up or stack or whatever. So it's a little bit more difficult. You're kind of in the midst of like, you know, the hardest hitting enemy in the game really early on. So it's a little bit more tricky than bringing him in the Metal Cooler Core fight, where you've got those first 3 turns to stack up and everything. And then Metal Cooler Core still doesn't hit as hard as Cell Max. So I would say this fight's just a little bit more difficult, especially for units that have to build up. So I was kind of curious how well this team could perform in here. So we'll see what happens, but because the units aren't going to be at their max potential in the final phase, it could definitely do some damage to us, right? So, okay, Gogeta is only at 123k defense. not really that big of a deal. He's got type advantage right here. And then, of course, both the Z duos, they've got a little over 200k defense. They'll be fine. The AoEs might do a little bit of damage, especially to the one in slot 3. But I think we're good right here. And also, I mean, we could just kill right here, technically. I guess if LR Gogeta gets a bunch of crits and additionals and everything, and, of course, Z-Duo gets crits and additionals, which they've all got built in, yeah, we could just instantly one-turn this. Because, again, dude, Cell Max does not have that much health. I think that's the hardest part about this fight, is just the first 2 phases go down so quickly, and then you're into the 3rd phase, like, really early on. It just, you know, it gets really crazy really quick. That's why you kind of have to rely on, like, dodging units in here, which, I guess, 5th year anniversary LRs are kind of dodging units. They do have dodge in their kit, so they'll work pretty well in here, but I don't know. It really depends, right? If we get caught, we get caught, and we're still going to take a lot of damage. Probably die, but we'll see what happens. So, okay, Z-Duo right here. If they get crits and additionals, they could probably just kill. I mean, yeah, look at that. We've done over half of his health already, and we've only gotten, like, you know, what, 3 supers? So the next phase will definitely end up killing. GT Duo are going to destroy this phase. And then the final phase, we don't have a single unit that has type advantage in there. So, yeah, it's just more of a reason why this is it's going to be a difficult fight for this team. But it's okay. We'll manage. I guess Kai Goku can handle slot 1. He's going to get some key after he receives this attack right here. So he's going to be at an 18 key super. But GT Duo are going to clean up anyway. So we're going to be on the final phase on turn 4. So it's going to be a little tricky. We are going to have the Gogeta Blue transformation on the next turn. So we are going to have that 1 turn of guaranteed dodge. So I guess we could just throw him in slot 1. Yeah, we're definitely going to kill. I don't think we're going to take that much damage here from Vegito, are we? 66k. All right. So yeah, his chance to dodge procs when he attacks. So yeah, he could take a bit of damage if he gets hit with the AoEs. Yeah, another 66k normal. All right. Yeah, that's a bit of damage, but almost 10 million with GT Duo. And then on the next phase, who else do we have? I think we got Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, so he might get clapped up too. So we'll just have to make sure we put him in the slot with like the least amount of attacks. But okay, yeah, now we've got the transformation, so now we've got this 1 turn of guaranteed dodge, which I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for this, we'd probably die because we've got Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku and Z-Duo on this rotation. So, you know, we would have just taken so much damage from Cell Max. But Gogeta's going to be looking good here. And then Z-Duo is at 375k defense, so yeah, we got to throw them in slot too. Gogeta, all right, I mean, we're going to get 5 key spheres, so he's going to get an 18 key super because he still gets a lot of key when attacking. But I don't know, this is going to be a little tricky. As long as Z-Duo don't get supered, obviously we're fine right here. But keep in mind, Cell Max can't technically do 2 supers in 1 turn. But look at that, all that damage avoided. In total, this is probably like 3 million damage we would have taken from Cell Max. So just the 1 turn of guaranteed dodge, very, very useful. I mean, that's why Blue Fusions are just insane. So not that much damage, surprisingly. Gogeta does have to build up, though. So after we do all these attacks, of course, you know, his damage will rack up really quick. Hopefully we can get the quadruple super. That would be nice. No, we got a lot of normals, though. So I'm pretty sure we're fully built up now. But still, you know, not that much damage. I mean, again, we got to build up with him. He's not linked up next to anyone that gives him a lot of links. Of course, Vegito Blue's on the other rotation. Although running both the 5th year fusions as a rotation, it can work, but you got to play it very careful because neither of them, I would say, are a slot 1 unit outside of the turn where they get their guaranteed dodge and then the turn where they have their active skill, because then you can throw them in slot 3. They get the 70% chance to dodge, and then you could use the 70% chance to dodge in any slot. So, you know, using them as a rotation can be tricky. But they also link up very well and make each other look very crazy. You have to be careful of what event you're in. If you're in an event like Cell Max, I wouldn't say run them as a rotation, but in like Red Zone Broly, if you want to run Vegito in slot 1 and then Gogeta in slot 2, you could definitely make it work because, of course, Vegito has type advantage and, you know, he's got enough defense to hold down slot 1 alongside the type advantage. And then, you know, same logic applies if you bring, you know, Vegito and Gogeta as a rotation in like Metal Cooler Core, you could run Gogeta in slot 1 and then Vegito in slot 2. So, okay, we did get locked right here. Yeah, I mean, we gotta use a Senzu Bean. I know I've been using a lot of items in this video. We even died once in Red Zone Broly, and I'm talking how good this team is. I mean, again, you could get caught. Keep in mind, though, both of these events, like, we're in the final phase very early on. And like I mentioned, this team does have to build up. So, okay, we can't get that much key with GT Duo. Can we get key with Z Duo? No, we can't. All right, I mean, this is a tricky rotation. If we survive this, that would be pretty impressive, because I don't know. We're getting supered first thing as well. How much is this going to do? because we got the guard right here. 429k. That was still a lot of damage. All right, but I'm pretty sure Kai Goku's fully built up. So yeah, I mean, 12.23. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's built up. We do have crit chance going on right here as well, so we could crit, which would be good. All right, no crit and no additional super. All right, pretty unfortunate, but it's all right. We're still alive, and I think we're good here. If GT Duo can take double digits, then I think Z Duo will barely survive right here. But it depends. How much are they taking? 81k. All right, so we might be dead here. Yeah. Okay. Can we get an additional? We didn't get that much key, but we could get a hit of potential system additional. Okay, we survived. Ignore over 200k damage from that normal. We survived. That's the important thing to keep in mind. And we got the transformation with Vegito right here. All right, this is turning around. And we got the standby. This is perfect. We could easily win this right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the standby. And the Vegito will absolutely be able to hold down slot 1. And then I guess, yeah, Gogeta and Vegito will just hopefully do a lot of damage, maybe even kill. So yeah, we'll use that. We get the active skill, I think, on the next turn. Although, wait, isn't the restriction when... Is it an enemy is below 50% HP, or is it when you're below 50% HP? Because if it's the enemy, I'm pretty sure the enemy's below 50% HP. But, okay, it's probably when we're actually below 50% HP. So, we'll do it on the next turn. I'm sure we'll take a lot of damage and be below that threshold. But that's if we don't kill. It's possible we could kill right here. Because, I mean, you guys know how many supers Vegito can do. So, we'll see. I guess we can just get that with the Z Duo. I don't really want to like take up that many key spheres. I want to save some for Vegito and then some for Gogeta as well. Okay, yeah, so both of them are going to be at a 24 key super. So then Gogeta has the guaranteed crits and then Vegito has the guaranteed additional super. So as long as we survive this, which, I mean, we got a really good shot at surviving this. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Okay, we didn't get a lot of key spheres though. So with a lot of key spheres, they get a lot of damage reduction. So us obviously missing that would kind of hinder their performance a bit. But still, Vegito, over 5 million right there. We got a lot of additional supers incoming. If we can crit on some of these, you know, maybe we could kill on this turn. No crit. I mean, we're doing a lot of supers, but I need some crits here because, you know, without that, we're not really doing that much damage. Okay. Well, still, 6.8. I can't complain. We're doing a lot of supers, right? And then now our defense is at a point where I think we would be able to survive. I mean, pretty much everything, except for a super. The super would still destroy us, but obviously normals we would be able to tank. And then Vegito did still have the guaranteed dodge. I completely forgot about that. And then Gogeta is at basically an 11 million attack stat. We've got the guaranteed crit. So yeah, the damage is going to be pretty impressive here. And we got the additional super. Can we get the triple super? So if we can get the triple super, all crits, obviously doing a lot of damage, no triple super. And then, okay, yeah. So not quite double digits, but very close. Now, I guess, yeah, right here, we pop this active skill and then the standby. And then we could just kill with that, I think. So yeah, okay, we'll just pop this really quick. Hopefully we can crit. Oh, we did. Okay, yeah, so we're going to kill with the standby. Perfect. What a good way to end the video. Get the standby with the GT Duo. I mean, yeah, this hits insanely hard. Like I said earlier, you stack up with GT Duo. You know, they have all the additionals built into their kit. And then they drop this. It's going to hit pretty hard, right? So that's why I think GT Duo are a little bit better, like, overall in terms of their standby as well, is because they're stacking attack. I mean, you guys know, units that stack attack and then have an active skill, the active skill tends to hit very hard the more you stack attack. So then with these guys, obviously stacking attack and then having the standby, you know, it's a recipe for success. So, all right, yeah, easy win, I guess. We're going to die, but technically we're going to win. So, yeah, we'll see how much damage this does. I mean, 400k. Okay. All right, let's play this. So the 15 million crit. Yeah, and you get this KO screen. You gotta love the KO screen. So yeah, I mean, I guess that pretty much has been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of all the units for the 8th year anniversary. I know there was a couple fumbles here and there, like the free-to-play units, you know, Super Vegito's Easy A. But overall, I personally love all the units. They're all very useful. And of course, you know, we got the Easy A's for the 5th year fusions, so I'm definitely not complaining about that. But yeah, once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.